Then you missed the Bray Wyatt promo, or did you
I did
at
see
least
this.
see a clip of this?
No, I had to see it just to see if my theory, my hypothesis about Bray Wyatt continues to play out, which naturally it does.
And your hypotheses are right on target usually, but this entire promo, he's backstage, he's in, the dark lighting and everything, he's in the back of the arena, and he's starting to cut a promo, and suddenly, what was it? The guy was supposed to be a delivery guy? It wasn't even just a random stooge. He shouted something like, "I've got a delivery." You can't walk up from... Brian, help me try to describe to the people, just because they see Bray Wyatt in kind of a darkened area on their screen, this interloper, the delivery guy that came in and busted the take and yelled about delivery, he's coming toward the camera, not from behind it. So he's not just... He would have to be looking at a cameraman, an audio person with a boom mic, a goddamn producer standing by with a clipboard, a fucking giant camera, at least one or two fucking spotlights lighting this scene. You wouldn't just walk up on this goddamn shoot and not know it was going on. Can you concur with that?
Yes, of course.
Description.
It looks like they're filming something with that big husky guy over there. I'll just keep walking right towards them.
Yes, and yell as loud as I can.
Hey, are you filming? Are you live?
But then, okay, if that's going to be the premise, that the delivery guy busts his take and then Bray Wyatt unleashes a verbal browbeating and stream of effluvia to this fucking fellow. Was that a real delivery guy? Did they just flag somebody down from a UPS truck and say, come in here and participate in this? Because there was no emotion from this guy. As Bray Wyatt calls him over, and he's cutting this incredible promo. He sounds like, as I've said, the most believable guy in wrestling, verbally a legitimate psychopath. He's having a mental breakdown in front of you. He's talking about how you've broken his fucking take and you've interfered in this and blah, 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 and the things that he does. The guy is just standing there with this blank look on his face. He's not trying to run. He's not looking nervous. He's not even getting mad. It's just like they've told a guy, just stand there and let this happen with no emotion on your face whatsoever. And then when he makes you apologize, just say, I'm sorry, and wander off. Would you have hung around if it was legitimate? This fucking giant bearded lunatic is having a meltdown in front of you. Would you not just have fucking left to begin with? Even if you thought he was going to chase you, then you'd show some type of concern. But the whole thing was phony because there was no reaction by this guy that if it was supposed to be legitimate that you would give to something like that. Am I just being too picky, or was that the thing that stood out to me?
It stood out because it was different, but it was intentional. It was what they wanted. Maybe you're being too picky. I mean, how could you be too picky when it comes to any of this Bray Wyatt shit? Because it's all shit. I mean, just say something. Come here. He says nothing.
I've had a variety of verbal meltdowns at people in the past, and nobody ever just stands there like that. They all have some reaction.
If this guy knows anything about wrestling and he has any kind of an idea of what kind of money Bray Wyatt's getting paid, yeah, I'd stand there and let him hit me too.
Well, but then you try to force the issue.
There's a camera crew right there. No, I just stand there and do something. There's a camera crew here.
I told you, it was like the guy was standing there waiting for a bus. Does it make Bray Wyatt look that intimidating if this little pudgy fucking, delivery guy, it was not, if Joe LeDuc was leaning over in somebody's face, telling them off, which I've seen, or Terry Funk or whatever, they wouldn't just be standing there. Anyway, he's incredible. Bray Wyatt is incredibly convincing in everything he says, but you keep waiting for him to make a point and he never gets there. And so he's crazy, but we're not sure exactly what the fucking problem is. And potentially his alter nemesis, Boy Howdy, is going to fucking be revealed to be himself or his brother as himself or some other part of his anatomy that's broken loose and gone outlaw. I don't fucking know.